Hi there, Cancer. How are you guys doing? I really hope that this video finds you well. Welcome to your reading. Back with me again, Anisa from the Inner Stereo. So this is going to be your love general messages. The format is going to be you versus them. I'm going to be pulling a card about who is it that we're going to be talking about today, your challenges, past, present, future from both parties, and advice by the end of the session, okay? Keep in mind that this is a general reading, so the roles might get reversed or it may or may not resonate with you at all. And if this reading resonates with you, there's going to be a link on the description box below for a personal reading with me. And don't forget to check your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, okay? So let's do it, Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So you might be dealing with a water sign here, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You might be dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or a Gemini or a Virgo. That's as far as I can see right now, okay? However, the persons in which we're going to be talking about today, I do feel that right now you guys are not really so hands-on or heavily focused on a relationship, because the way that this person sees you right now is much more of a temperance. It means that this person sees you, you're living this balanced life, you get everything that you have together, and the more that they see you that way, the more that they see you in your element, the more in love they are, okay? And I think we've mentioned this in your previous reading, how you are being observed and how you guys are being watched by somebody, and I do feel that this person is still doing the same thing towards you right now. And the more that they're watching you thrive, the more that they're watching you, being beautiful Cancerian that you guys are, the more in love they are, and the more that they're kind of like, it would be a good idea to actually make a little bit of an emotional gestures towards Cancer, okay? Especially in the current energy that they have the Queen of Cups in here. It means that they're trying to understand your perspective, they're trying to love you unconditional, they're trying to love you wholeheartedly. Okay, now your challenge, Cancer, is a Ten of Pentacles and also the Magician in upright position. I feel that your challenge has a lot to do with having faith that you can actually have a life story or a relationship that will last, that is sustainable for a lifetime. I feel that you guys right now are just basically not, I'm not saying losing faith, it's just more about that pessimism that leads you guys to not really want to be working on your romantic department as of now. It's like you're kind of like putting it at the back burner because you're afraid of getting burned again. And I feel that one of the reasons for that is because you're also afraid of being manipulated into a situation, thinking that this could lead into like a long-term type of relationship, and then turns out it doesn't, and then you get burned again. Like, I'm tired of that. You guys are drained by it. So I feel that you're not really putting your attentions towards the romantic department in the now. Now, in the past, this person was the Queen of Wands and also the King of Wands. This person felt a crazy amount of physical attractions towards you, okay? There's this crazy sparks, there's this crazy chemistries that kind of like draw them to you. And I feel that this person in the past came to you very, very strongly, okay? I think you were at a position in the past where you kind of like really, really like their companionship. You have the Three of Cups in here. You like the way that this person is your companion. You like the way that this person was able to provide you with the friendship aspect of the relationship that you really, really like. However, I feel that even in the future, you didn't really see the potential, or you didn't really see the future in it, or maybe you lost hope, or you lost seeing that potential because you feel that this person is way too fired up for your taste. You know what I mean? And which is true, because I do feel that in the past, this person wasn't really showing much of their emotions. It's more about that. I mean, Cancers are pretty intuitive signs, right? Like, I'm a Cancer moon and I'm a Cancer rising, and my Jupiter's in Cancer as well. So I'm pretty intuitive. So like, we can tell if people come to us strongly because of for what reason, correct? And I think you felt it that way. Is like, I don't want to do that. I don't want a relationship that is just hot and heavy. I just don't want a relationship that is just all about sexual activities. I just don't want that. I'm no longer there, in my life. And I really want a real solid emotional connections with someone, which I think you felt that this person was unable to provide you in the past, okay? And it's changing now, okay? Because now they're the Four of Cups in reverse. I feel that in the past, they were so heavily focused on, their infatuations or chemistry, their sparks towards you, to a point that they were not really being honest and they were not really emotionally open up, okay? They did not really want to feel, but I feel that right now they really, really are acknowledging their feelings for you. Those walls is broken down, right? And I feel that right now they're kind of like much more acknowledging that, yep, you know what, I actually love Cancer. And with the Queen of Cups in here, tells me that it's not a fantasy. It's not the Cancer that they think you guys are, but it's more about loving you, the whole you as a whole. And that happens when you guys are kind of like quite distant, when you guys are kind of like quite detached, when you guys are having trust issues within these connections, because you're kind of like approaching the situations much more in a Knight of Swords energy. The Knight of Swords in his deck of mind is a knight who is being very, very careful approaching a burning building, okay? So the more that you disengage, the more detached you are, the more this person then starts to acknowledge their feelings towards you. And I feel that there's also, with the Devil card in reverse in here, you feel that this relationship is a bit toxic and unhealthy, that you need to kind of like close the chapter off, and you're treading on eggshells when it comes to touching the subject of this subject. So your absence, whether it be your real absence or your absence of, strong, intense Cancerian energy, really affected them. See in the future. If you're dealing with somebody who had so many options before, I think they're going to be dropping those options for you. It's a good relationship where it's a good companionship. I mean, the conversation keeps on flowing, you know what I mean? Like it's a good one. But I feel that with the Justice card and upright positions from your side here, you're trying to be very, very careful and protective over your heart chakras, because you're not just willing to be letting anybody in. They need to be scaled, they need to be evaluated, they need to be put under a very, very thorough microscopic lenses of yours. Let me clarify some things here. So I think first thing first, what I like to do is I like to get a read on the World card from your side in upright position here in the now. 3 wands in upright position, Emperor, and also the Ace of Cups. So you might actually be eyeing somebody new in the now, or it's either that, or you're just kind of like quite focusing a lot more on yourself, on your autonomy, on your identity, on how do you want to achieve or how your future is going to want to look like. So that's why I said, right, like I don't feel that you guys are engaging. I don't feel that you guys are very hands-on in your romantic department right now. I feel that you guys are much more focused on either someone else or just you yourself. If you're focusing on just you yourself, you're putting like a lot of love towards yourself, which is a good one here, Cancer. Now, I want to clarify that 7 of Cups in reverse from their side. Okay, Cancer. So I feel that it's either in the past or in the now, they kind of like quite messed up and they never really fully gave you that accountability or that full acknowledgement or that full apology. And I feel that you're going to be receiving that apology that you've been waiting on in the future, in terms of like, yeah, you know what? Now that I have time to reflect, now that I have time to, because I feel that in the past, because fire energy, you're very self-focused, right? I'm a Sagittarius, by the way. But anyway, fire energy is very self-focused, where cups is much more empathize or empathy type of energy. So in the beginning, they were like very much self-focused. I'm going to do anything that pleases me. But now that when they're starting to acknowledge their feelings and they're starting to get into their emotions, now they're trying to empathize with you. They're trying to see things from your point of view right now. And the more that they're doing it, the more that they realize that they messed up. Okay. They're realizing the mistakes that they're doing because they're putting themselves in your shoes. Okay. So I see them actually coming towards you with that realization, and then admitting their fault or admitting their mistakes, or having like a really, really great sincere apology coming from them. And you guys are going to listen. I mean, like, you guys are going to be happy about it. It's something that you've been wanting to hear. It's something that you've always been wanting to have. You guys are going to be happy about it, but also at the same time, you guys are going to be like, okay, that's cute. You know, like acknowledging, accountability, apologizing, and everything like that. It's cute. It's nice to hear, but I want to see actions. I want to see how persistent you are. I want to see how much you mean it. I want to see how consistent you are. Now, let's clarify the other cards. Now, I feel that right after that happens, I think you guys are going to be in the energy of more of all or nothing, right? This is all or nothing. That I relate to this very much because, again, I'm a Cancer moon, Cancer rising, Jupiter and Cancer. I know this. Like, I'm all or nothing type of person. So you want in or you want out. Don't half-ass shit, because we don't half-ass things, right? So, I think you guys are going to be communicating with this person, right? Like, look, I think there needs to be a sacrifice that this person needs to be making. And that's a huge, huge sacrifice. A huge, huge sacrifice. Whatever that may be. Maybe it means that it's something drastic in order to, be with you or to gain your trust again. But from your side, it's like it's necessary for them to do that, because then it will give you proof that this person means it, that this person is all or nothing. Like, if you really want me and you're all or nothing like me, then prove it by doing something, like a sacrifice. In which I feel that this person is going to be thinking heavily about it. They're going to be thinking heavily about it. Yeah, they're going to be thinking. I just see them thinking about, doing that sacrifices that they need to do something big, you know what I mean? And they're kind of like thinking about whether or not should they do it or not. And I feel that by the end of it, it's still the same thing, that they're still thinking about it. But at least right now they know what they're supposed to be doing. It's just that they're thinking whether or not they should do it. And if the risks are worth it, or if the sacrifices is something that they need to be doing. Because I do feel that they have whatever decisions or whatever sacrifices that this person needs to be making is very big for them, you know what I mean? And that's why they need to think it through. So let's pull some advice card for you here, Cancer. Whoops. Interesting. So I'm using the After Tarot deck here. Your advice is the Judgment, the Sun card in reverse, and also the Ten of Pentacles. Who did I give this advice for? I forgot who is it. But the thing is that this is your advice of like, you need to start concluding things, or you need to start making decisions based off what do you see in the future. Okay? What is it that you want in your life right now? Do you want a life story with someone, or do you want a love story with someone? Because obviously this person is, because if it's love story that you're looking for, the universe is saying like, look, if you keep on looking for a good love story, it's always going to be ending up with a disappointment, because when you're craving or when you're going after a love story, you're actually basically judging things based on your emotions, or judging things based on the chemistry that you're feeling for someone. Now, the thing about chemistry, it could mislead us. Why? Because chemistry is our neurological reactions towards something that is familiar. So let's say, for instance, you've been dealing with emotionally unavailable people your whole entire life. It's something that you're familiar with. That means that whoever it is that you're meeting who is emotionally unavailable, you will always have a crazy chemistry with. Or if you've been dealing with a narcissistic your whole life, right? Every narcissistic in the whole wide world that you meet, you would have an amazing chemistry with. So this is the universe ways of saying, like, do not judge something based off your feelings. Do not judge something based on your emotions or the chemistry that you're having towards someone, because it could actually mislead you. Now, go back into your roots, Cancer. What is it that you want? I think the universe knows that you actually want to have a life story. You actually want to have the Ten of Pentacles, like a relationship that is long-term, a relationship that is sustainable, a relationship that is stable, right? That is able to provide you with that sense of security that you've always been wanting. Now, the problem is when we're looking for that, it means that we cannot judge, or we cannot solely go into a relationship based off of our emotions. Why? Because again, emotional can mislead us. So this is your universe ways of saying, like, what do you want? You've been living all of these years chasing love stories, and it has already been disappointing you. How about you look for life stories now? Okay? And make your decisions based off of the practical thing that you want to happen in the future, instead of going after what you feel at this very moment. Right? So I think that is it for my reading for you, Cancer. I hope that you find tons and tons of clarity you're looking for, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week for another weekly reading. Alright, bye-bye guys. Have a great day. I love you.